Okay, so we are going to dismantle and change the battery in the Sansa slot radio player. So first thing, take a hair dryer, heat up the front a little bit. So there's adhesive around here. This is just a plastic piece, so don't heat it up too much. You don't want to melt it, but just gently heat it up and you'll be able to pull off the front face. So I've pulled this front face off a couple times already, so I don't have to heat it up now. So I'm just going to use this and pop it off. There we go. All right. So see, there's adhesive around the edges, so a hairdryer will take care of that. All right, you get to this point. It doesn't want to focus. And you'll see there's 4 Phillips head screws in the corners. So we will take those out. So I've got the screws out. So now what I ended up doing was there's a little gap right in here. So I pushed a screwdriver in there and it popped off. And then this whole front piece just comes off. So we'll set that aside. So now we've got this, and now this actually just comes out. So notice there's the, oh, I need to take out that card. So the power button is up here, and the headphone jack is there. So I just put a screwdriver in and just gently lift it up. Oh, I didn't really show it to you, did I? So I just put a screwdriver in here and just gently lifted it up, and this comes out. And now the only thing holding this together is the battery. It's got positive, negative, and the battery management. So we'll have to see if we need the battery management or not. So if we turn it around, you can see it's a 363830. It is 338 milliamps, and of course it's 3.7 volts. So that's what we need to replace. So this we need to lift off. This is going to be glued on there. Yep. So what I usually do for the glue is use some isopropyl alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol will dissolve the glue and unstick it. So I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to drop some alcohol in there, not too much, and get that out. So I'll come right back. Okay, so we got the battery out. I actually ended up not even needing the isopropyl alcohol. I just pried it out with a small flathead screwdriver, like this, the one I used before. So I have these batteries, these replacement batteries. They're 40, 30, 30s. I got a pack of 10 of them from AliExpress for cheap. I can't even remember. I'll have to look. I think they were like, I want to say like $3.50 a piece, $3.50. I was hoping I could use this. It's 320 milliamps, so it's slightly less, but that's okay. But the size is different. But I actually think this will work because this fits right in there. So if you'll notice, it's got some little stands here. And this battery does fit within that. So I think this will actually work. So what I'm going to do now, so what I usually do, if it's 3 wires, some work without the 3rd wire and some don't. So what I usually do is I will snip the wires about halfway. That way I can reuse the board and I can reuse the wires that are going to the player. So I'm going to snip these, and then I'm going to hook up the positive and negative on this battery to the positive and negative here, and then see if it works. Now the key part is the battery charging. It will probably work regardless, but it's the battery charging that I found doesn't work if it needs the battery management. So I'm going to snip it right in the middle. I'm going to just temporarily hook these to the positive and negative, and then I'm going to test this and see if it works. If it works, then I'll make this permanent and we're done. If it doesn't work, I'm going to have to take off the battery management from here and connect it here. So that's a little trickier. And then I'm going to have to figure out where I can put the battery management in here, maybe along here. So I'm hoping it'll work without the battery management. So when I come back, you'll see it'll be all hooked up, and we'll test it. Okay, so I temporarily hooked up the battery to the player. So I did not hook up the battery management, and it does indeed come on. So that's a good sign. Just replaced the SD card, so it's re-indexing. Okay, so it's working. So what I'm going to do is leave this on for a while, let it play, let it use some of the battery, and then I'm going to try charging it and seeing if the charging actually does charge the battery. If it does, I think we're done. I just got to permanently attach the battery and then put it back together. So I'll be back after I've tested this. So it looks like the 2 wires works. I let the player run for a couple hours to run down the battery a little bit, so the battery indicator was not full. Then I charged it, and it charged it back up to full. So I'm pretty confident that this is going to work. Okay, this is how the battery needs to go in. Problem is the headphone jack comes right up here and needs to fit right here. So that's what's making it tight. If I could bend that down a little bit. All right, so we're going to see if we can get this to go in. Notice I put a little bit of hot glue on here. When I put it together previously, it did not come on. I don't know why. I suspected maybe that was hitting something and shorting it. So let's just, before we go any farther. Okay, it is working. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna, well, that was much easier. So it's a little bit tight, pushing it in, a little bit tight, but it should be okay. So let's clean the screen. All right, this goes on here. Make sure that the power switch is in place. And we're going to put that in. Make sure things are lined up. Okay, they are. Okay, let's do a quick check and just make sure it still comes on, because last time it stopped coming on. Okay, still good. Okay, I skipped the screws. Let's put on the top. Make sure we're doing it right. All right. All right. Okay, so now we'll just make sure everything's working. And yes, it is. Should show a nice full battery. All right. Yep, so there we go. We've replaced the battery. For me, it only cost about $2 and maybe 30 minutes. If you only want to get one 40-30-30 battery, I know right now Amazon has them for about $8 a piece. So you can do that. Most people probably don't buy them in 10 packs. So there you go.